I want you to be very honest with yourself right now. When you think about money, when you think about wealth, when about abundance, what is the first feeling that rises up in your chest? Is it excitement? Is it confidence? Is it that beautiful, bold, radiant feeling of a person who knows deep in their bones that prosperity is their divine birthright? Or, and I suspect I already know the answer, or you would not be sitting here watching this, is it something else entirely? Is it that low, dull ache of hoping? That quiet, desperate little whisper that sounds something like, please, 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 just this once, just let something good happen to me. Because if that second one felt familiar, if your stomach just did a tiny flip of recognition, then darling, you have come to exactly the right place. And I want you to stay with me, because what I am about to share with you is going to change the entire way you think about money, about the universe, and about your own magnificent power. Now, I have spent years watching people do one of the most heartbreaking things I have ever witnessed. And this is not heartbreaking in a dramatic movie scene sort of way. It is heartbreaking in the quiet, everyday, you don't even notice you're doing it sort of way. I have watched brilliant, beautiful, capable people get down on their knees, not literally, though sometimes literally, and beg the universe for money, beg life for a break, beg circumstances to be kinder. They light their candles, they say their affirmations in a trembling voice, they write in their journals, I am so grateful for abundance. And then they look up at the ceiling with those big, anxious eyes, and wait, and hope, and wait some more. And then nothing happens. Or something small happens, and it slips away just as quickly as it came. And they think the problem is that they did not beg hard enough. So they try again, with more desperation, with more urgency, with more of that hollow, pleading energy, and the cycle goes on and on and on. And I'm here today to tell you, stop. Just stop. You are doing it completely wrong. Not because you are foolish, not because you are lazy, not because the universe has some personal grudge against you, although I know some days it certainly feels that way. You are doing it wrong because nobody ever sat you down and told you the truth about how this whole magnificent system actually works. Nobody ever looked you in the eye and said, you were not made to beg, you were made to command. So that is what I am going to do today. I am going to tell you the truth. Let us begin at the very beginning, because I believe in building things on solid ground. There is a principle, ancient, time-tested, woven into the very fabric of how this universe operates, and that principle is this: the universe responds to authority, not to anxiety. Read that again. Write it on your wall if you have to. Tattoo it somewhere sensible. The universe responds to authority, not to anxiety. Now, I know what you are thinking. You are thinking, that sounds very grand and philosophical, but I have real bills. I have a real landlord. I have a real car that makes a very alarming sound every time I turn left, and the universe has not fixed that. And I hear you. I absolutely hear you. The practical matters of life are real, and I am not here to wave them away with a silk scarf and tell you to simply vibrate higher. That is not helpful, and frankly, it is a little bit rude. What I am here to tell you is that the practical matters of your life are being directly shaped by something that is happening on the inside of you, in your imagination, in your dominant mental attitude, in the invisible assumptions you carry around about what you deserve, what is possible for you, and how this universe is likely to treat you. And until we deal with that inner world, no amount of vision boarding, affirmation chanting, or law of attraction journaling is going to do a single blessed thing for your bank account. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine two people. They are standing side by side in a store. They both want the same thing. Let us say, a beautiful coat. Because I have always believed a good coat changes a person's entire relationship with the world. Now the first person walks in, and they are already apologizing before they have said a word. Their shoulders are slightly hunched. Their eyes are darting around. They find the coat. They look at the price tag. And immediately, their inner voice says, this is too much. I cannot afford this. Things like this are not for people like me. And they either leave the store empty-handed, or they buy something cheaper that they did not really want, and they feel vaguely dissatisfied for the rest of the week. The second person walks into the same store. They see the same coat. They feel that same little flutter when they see the price. But something inside them is different. Something inside them says, I love this coat. This coat is mine. I do not yet see exactly how this will work out, but I know with complete certainty that what is mine will come to me. And they do not grovel. They do not plead with the universe. They simply hold that clear, clean, confident inner picture, and they move forward in whatever direction their next step calls them. Now, who do you think gets the coat? The second person. Every single time. Not because the universe is playing favorites, not because of some mystical cosmic lottery, but because everything in the invisible world, your thoughts, your feelings, your dominant inner attitude is constantly being broadcast outward like a radio signal, and the circumstances of your life are literally tuning in to match that frequency. You cannot broadcast, I am desperate and I don't believe good things come to me, and receive abundance. That is not how the radio works. You would not tune your dial to one station and expect to hear music from a completely different one. Now here is where things get interesting. And this is the part I really want you to lean into, because this is where most people get confused. People hear things like, your thoughts create your reality, and they immediately think it means you just have to think really happy thoughts about money all day, and dollar bills will fall from the ceiling. And when the dollar bills do not fall, and they will not fall, I am sorry to report they decide the whole thing is nonsense and go back to worrying. But that is a fundamental misunderstanding of the principle. Your thoughts are not magic wands. Your words are not spells. What matters, what truly, profoundly matters, is the subconscious conviction underneath the thought. It is not what you say, it is what you actually, deeply believe. And most of us, if we are being radically honest, have a whole underground city of beliefs about money that we have never examined. These are beliefs we absorbed from our families, from our childhood experiences, from the culture around us, from every time someone told us that money is hard to get, that rich people are greedy, that you have to struggle for everything good in life, that wanting more is somehow selfish or shameful. These beliefs are running quietly in the background, like software you forgot you installed. And no matter how many affirmations you write on top of them, they are still running the show underneath. You can paste, I am wealthy and abundant, over, I don't deserve good things. All you like, the deeper program wins every time. This is why I say that the work of prosperity is not an external job. It is an internal one. You are not trying to convince the universe of anything. You are trying to convince yourself. And here is the beautiful, outrageous, almost laughably liberating truth of it all. The universe already wants to give you everything. It is not stingy. It is not keeping a list of people who deserve nice things and people who don't. It is not playing hard to get. The universe is like the most extraordinarily generous, infinitely resourceful host of the greatest party ever thrown, and it has set a place at the table for you. Your name is already on the card. The chair is already pulled out. The only question is whether you are going to walk in like someone who belongs there, or whether you are going to stand at the door, peering in through the window, whispering, do you think maybe there might be a tiny little seat somewhere that nobody is using that I could possibly maybe sit in for just a moment, if it is not too much trouble? Do you see the difference? Do you feel it? One posture says, I belong here. This is mine. The other posture says, I hope someone lets me in. And the universe, bless its infinite heart, will give you exactly the experience that matches the posture. Now, I want to give you something practical, because I know theory is beautiful and all very well, but you have got that car making that sound, and practical matters require practical tools. So let me give you what I call the 3 laws of ordering, because commanding your good is not arrogance, it is alignment. The first law is this: know what you want with absolute clarity. This sounds simple. It is not simple. Most people, if you sit them down and say, tell me exactly what you want your financial life to look like, will give you one of 2 answers. They will either say, I don't know, just more than this. Or they will give you a long, detailed description of everything they do not want. I don't want to be broke. I don't want to be stressed. I don't want to keep checking my account and feeling sick. The universe is not listening to the don't. The universe is a very literal entity. It hears broke. It hears stressed. It hears sick account. And it says helpfully, coming right up, you must be specific. You must be clear. Not vague, wishful thinking. Clear. Genuinely, concretely, picturably. Clear. How much do you want to earn? What does your home look like? What does a Tuesday morning in your financially free life actually feel like? What are you doing? Who is around you? What do you smell? What do you hear? When you can see it that specifically in your imagination, when it has that quality of realness, of vividness, of this is already happening, you have done something extraordinary. You have created it in the invisible world, and the visible world has no choice but to catch up. The second law is, act as if it is already done. Now, I am not telling you to go and do something financially reckless. I am not suggesting you spend money you do not have on things you cannot afford. That is not faith, that is impulsivity dressed up in spiritual clothing, and the two are very different things. What I mean by acting as if it is done is about your inner posture, your attitude, the way you walk through your day. A person who knows, who genuinely, unshakably knows that their prosperity is on its way, does not look at their current circumstances with panic and despair. They look at their current circumstances the way a traveler looks at an airport. The airport is not the destination. The airport is just where they are right now, in transit, on their way to somewhere wonderful. When you start moving through your days with that quality of ease, of expecting good, of knowing that your ship is coming in, things start to shift. Opportunities appear that you somehow missed before. Conversations happen at exactly the right moment. Doors open in hallways you had not even noticed existed. This is not magic. This is the natural consequence of a mind that is aligned with its good, rather than braced against its worst fears. The third law is, speak to your world with authority, not with apology. Your words matter enormously. Not as incantations, not as magic spells you recite a certain number of times in a certain direction while standing on one foot, but as declarations, as the visible, audible expression of your inner conviction. When you speak about money, when you speak about your work, when you speak about what you expect to receive, do it with the voice of someone who knows, not arrogance, which is just insecurity, wearing a loud outfit. I mean that quiet, steady, unflappable certainty. I have more than enough. My income is increasing. Opportunity finds me. Good things come to me easily and naturally. Say these things not because you are trying to trick the universe, and not because you are trying to gaslight yourself about your current circumstances. Say them because you are choosing deliberately, consciously, courageously to align your spoken word with the reality you are building, instead of with the reality you are leaving. This is the difference between someone who is creating their future and someone who is merely commenting on their past. Now, I want to address something because I know it is sitting right there in your mind, and we are too far into this conversation to leave it unaddressed. You are wondering, what about practical effort? What about working, hustling, applying, building? Does all of this inner work mean I just sit in a chair and imagine money appearing in my mailbox? And the answer is, absolutely not. Goodness, no. Work is the vehicle. Inner conviction is the engine. You still need both. What changes is the quality of your effort. When you work from a place of faith, from that deep